be a redwood. No, how's I going to put this? Pine bushes and redwoods. Okay. Yeah. Pine bush on the duck blind, not the redwood. So, anyway.
I didn't know that was the cold open you were going
Well, I might as well.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Thanks, SVP. Anyway, I was trying to do a pop culture reference. Everybody else is doing the references on the morning shows the last 2 days because the material just writes itself.
Right? Right?
Yeah. You got to love Jason asking. So, tell us, when's the wedding? Because everybody knew what he was going to ask in that interview last night. Come on. That was the clip that I played you this morning. It was from last night.
I've seen it, but I didn't know it was from last night.
That was from last night, the pregame of Monday Night Football for Kansas City and Jacksonville. So Jason's sitting there with Travis Kelce, with his brother, with Andy, and with Patrick Mahomes. And so he just comes right out and asks, so, tell us.
When's the wedding?
And when's the wedding? But everybody thought he was going to go with, so, tell us.
Is it as big as a redwood?
Is it a redwood? I mean, come on.
Well, everyone's waiting for that on the podcast. They weren't thinking it'd be on the...
but I mean, come on. I mean, you have to do it on that.
I guarantee you.
Oh yeah, that podcast.
I guarantee you that tomorrow's podcast.
Well, but remember now by the way, we are recording Tuesday for a Thursday drop, and New Heights comes out on Wednesday.
Right.
So it will be out by the time you hear this. It will have been out. So
true.
Yeah. All
but
right. So this is speculation.
Yes.
Yeah.
I promise you that
there's gonna be a lot of talk.
I think that it'll be, if not as, it's not as many listeners as they had when
she was on.
It'll be very close. I think there's going to be a lot.
There's going to be a lot.
Anyway.
All right. Yeah, yes. We'll get all into the whole Taylor movie, album. In fact, we listened to it several times. And, of course, we've got a spontaneous trip, as we titled the podcast last week, Spur of the Moment, Spontaneous Happened.
It did.
And we will get all into that. We got another trip that we are actually throwing out on TikTok to help us plan, which may be dangerous.
Well, I guess we're going to throw it out here, too.
Yeah, we're going to throw it here, too, because we got time. The show drops Thursday. We're not leaving until Monday. And even some, are we going to the state fair or not? We haven't decided yet.
Yeah, I thought we said we were not going.
Because it's next. Are we in when we're gone? When is
That's the first weekend that we're gone, and then
right,
like it's
you're going to be
much.
Yeah. You are here to fill in for Jenny. State Fair week, right? Yeah.
Well, no, I don't. I think it ended up. It didn't matter, but we could go if we wanted to come home by way of Raleigh. We could go to the State Fair that weekend.
Oh, you just yeah. Okay, all right.
Or the next weekend, I will be in Arkansas.
Yeah, you're in Arkansas. So okay. Anyway, we'll get to all that. All right. Well, we'll get all that. Let's get the show started.
We are a little worried about our Arkansas trip and our flight.
Oh, really? It's the Sam
and M
podcast, episode 86 at samwalkerovxnews.com. Don't 86 the podcast already.
I was just going to say, isn't that one?
Yes. No, don't do it. Sam and M podcast, your favorite podcast app. Read the script, dummy. YouTube, Facebook, like, share, follow, subscribe, hit the bell, 5 stars. Sponsored by Sanctuary Vineyards, Miles Carpet Cleaning, Caribbean Pools and Spas, TeoToTower.com, Adinkra Yoga Studio, and Hatteras Island author Jan Dawson. Shout outs.
So a couple weeks ago, I had gone with Megan and we had done the pasta and pesto. Yep. And I really do think I said this comment after it, but just in case you wanted me to put it out there again, I thought Amy had done apple butter at the extension office, but she had not. She had done it at the library. Our public library does several things also.
Right.
And Amy made the comment that I make a lot too, that there's a lot of things she'd like to do. like this, but work gets in the way.
Yeah.
So we really need to win like billions of dollars and
work and trips and everything else.
And I do want to put this shout out there. My friend Donna, your friend Donna, our friend Donna
was.
She was in the Outer Banks last week.
Yep.
Actually, Donna was in the Outer Banks. Cindy Norris and Fred were in the Outer Banks.
Yep.
And Paul Campbell were in the Outer Banks. So we tried to get up with all three of them at different points in time. Donna flew in from Texas to Norfolk and then came down. And I was able to do lunch with her, and we walked like 4 miles on the beach on Friday morning.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
You know what? When I packed your shoes in the suitcase.
Oh, I know. Sam,
because I looked, I was like, there's sand. I was just about to put them in the suitcase on Saturday afternoon. I was like, oh, no.
I didn't think about that, but I was this morning
there.
like, why is the floor in our bedroom sandy? So I was sweeping it. But anyway, we walked 4 miles and had just a great time. And I took her to Mama Kwan's. I love Mama Kwan's.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, long story short, when she left the airport after traveling all day on Saturday, before she went to the Outer Banks, she stopped at Sam's Club and had things for me to put into Jonathan's box.
Oh, is that what all that came from?
Today, I was able to finally, I was going to hope to do it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Did not happen. So today, with Mom, after Mom's dentist appointment, Mom kept saying, don't forget. And we went and I was able to fill his whole box up. So Donna,
cool.
your generosity is really appreciated. Your friendship is just amazing, and I've never been so grateful to meet someone on a race as I have been to meet you and to get to know you and continue to get to know you. So I love Donna. So anyway, we've been able to see her a couple times in the last month, and I know she's getting ready to hit the big Disney runs and but we'll see her at Dopey.
Right.
But anyway, she's doing Wine and Dine.
Yeah, because it's Wine and Dine is only
next 2 weeks.
2 weeks away, yeah.
So anyway, thank you, Donna, and you really are. That food will help people in our community. So thank you.
Let's see who else has commented. There was another one. Monique Mandevere had mentioned the pasta maker on the previous show when we were talking about that. It was on episode 84 before we went to Disney. That today, the 7th, was a Prime Day. I didn't realize that.
And the 7th and 8th.
She said to check there to see if maybe they have the pasta maker for the mixer.
Okay.
For the KitchenAid mixer.
When we get off the air,
I will
be checking.
Right, check that, see if they might have that. And a side note, another one, I wanted to get a shout out to somebody who's just getting into this. One Little Spark with Lisa. She commented about the video we posted of our spontaneous trip to New York on Sunday. We'll talk more about that in a moment. She commented on that and said it was really cool. So thanks to her. All right.
Yes.
I can't think of any other shout out. There's a lot that went on this past week that we should be shouting out on the show, just that's not related to the show, but I think I've been in production mode the last 2 days.
Yeah, you've been almost like you're much happier these last 2 days. I know you've been in production mode, but last week when we sat down, you were very like
tense.
You're just seeing much more. I don't know if you got some of that creative juices by doing these things. Like if it got you really, like you just seem more like yourself.
Let's talk about that before we
get
to
because you were very worked up the last couple weeks, and it's like I don't know. I actually told Mom on the way to town today. I was like, Sam just like really rolled with going to New York this weekend, and I was telling her how you teared up when we were doing that one little video, and I said it's just like
you don't realize. Well, it would save that for next.
I know, but I just was telling Mom that you were in. You just seem like things. Like right now, you just seem like a little bit more, I don't want to say happy because I don't want to give the wrong impression. You just seem more of yourself. Like you've been doing the yard work, getting the flowers out, doing stuff. You just seem like.
You know what I think it is?
No.
The rut. I think I was in the rut of get up in the morning, go clean pools, or check the emails, go clean pools, come home, write, cook, go to bed, do it again the next day. and we have done Williamsburg. We've gone away to Williamsburg. We've had friends here. We've gone to Disney. We just did this spur of the moment trip to New York, and I think a lot of that is getting out of the rut. We can talk a little bit more about it in there. No, I'll talk about it now because it's kind of related to this more. Is finding. You know what? I think also the last month there have been some very positives that have happened with what's getting ready to come down in the next couple of weeks. With the new opportunity that's about to be announced. Mm-hmm. Some really cool stuff we're getting to do. I talked about it, finalized all that, and talked about it on the phone today. That's going to really get it when next week when we get back. And this pretty cool thing we're going to do to announce it. Finding that I don't have to work as hard to put out the content that's drawing eyeballs. The video content, I will give props to what Facebook has done in shifting things to everything to Reels and realizing that I don't have to go in and do a highly produced piece every time we do something. Because the Sam and M's on the road came out of trying to find another way to entertain you, the listeners, the audience, and find out something that was unique that nobody else was doing here. And I did it, but it was a lot of work. And now I've found that I don't have to put that much work in. And that's not trying to come up with the concept. It's actually concept to actually physically doing it, to having to learn how to do video production after totally avoiding that since I was in college, because I never did it in college. I didn't want to do TV. I didn't want to do video. I did just radio. And mastering radio production from razor blades and tape and magnet and tape, reel to reel tape, to learning it to the digital age. And now that is, I can do that in my sleep. Video is a whole new thing, but it's kind of still radio. I've realized, but the tools are now available to be able to do it easier. Putting so much pressure on myself to produce the stuff on a regular basis, and then realizing it was a hell of a lot more work than I wanted to put into it when I was still trying to write and still trying to cover things and do what I've always done. And I dreaded it. And this last month, between the hurricanes, the storms, and the stuff we've done, being able to just record a clip and put it up and people will watch it.
Right. And
I'll be honest, seeing that first real significant payment from Facebook made things a little bit like, okay, finally we're starting to get somewhere with all this work we've done on these platforms for all these years, and it's finally starting to pay off. Now, it's nickels and dimes. It's not, there's a lot more digits there's not a lot of digits to the left of the decimal. Let's put it on a comma. There's no commas. If we could get some commas in there, it'd be nice. But there's definitely numbers starting to grow on the left side of the decimal that I haven't seen before. But realizing, hey, you can do this. And honestly, shooting this way to me has always been just antithetium. Vertical video to me has always driven me nuts. And now I realize I got to do video because everything is geared towards that. Even our podcast now, even though we're shooting it horizontal as you're watching it, if you're watching it on YouTube or you're watching it on Spotify, but it's in a box on Facebook now that's vertical because they've shifted the whole thing. I know I'm going down a lot of technical rabbit hole right there to talk about why I just feel like I'm a little better place right now than I was a month ago or even 3 weeks ago. But I think a lot of it is just getting that pent up energy that I've had of being in the same old for 3 months. And not that I don't enjoy that. I do enjoy going out. I do enjoy this pool job, working for Caribbean Pools and Spas, the official pool and spa company of the Sam
and
podcast. I do really enjoy that.
You do. 1,000%. You really do.
But I think it was just getting to that point where it's like, I've got to get out of here and go do some other stuff. And, lacrosse is starting to kick into high gear. maybe even higher gear than I ever possibly imagined if things go well this Saturday. There's all these different things that have come in. It's like, oh man, I can finally get back to being me.
Right.
And enjoying jumping in the car and say, let's go, instead of got to get up, here we go. I can't go. I really don't want to go because I got to be up in 5 hours. So anyway, that's a roundabout way to say that, yeah, I'm in a better place right now, I think, because it's getting out and getting to do the things we love to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm just thinking that last week you were really wound tight, and we had just gotten back from Disney. So we had been. I mean, in my mind, we had already gotten back, and you had already been out a little bit. But you were. It's just, and it's just a day. Sometimes it's just. I mean, I think a lot coming down, and I do agree with you, getting out of the rut and being able to go and do. Sometimes in my schedule or looking at my schedule, I would love for a rut. Like, I feel like I'm constantly, like, I was just looking.
Here, there, everywhere?
Yeah. Sometime.
And you would rather have it where it's, and you know what? Sometimes it is kind of nice. I did kind of like, this is kind of nice. Just go do, and, not really have to think.
Right. Like, I don't know. I think, I say this all the time, and I get torn because I love going off. I love going off with you. I loved going off. To be very honest, and they're two different trips, so it's not even really fair to compare.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the 26-hour trip as much as I loved the Disney trip.
Uh-huh.
Like, to me, I don't know how to explain it. Like, and I think part of it is, and I do love Disney. I don't want it to get twisted in any way, shape, or form. And I loved going with Harper and with Caroline, and that was a wonderful experience. But part of me is to a point, I want to go and experience other places, and like a sporadic just going. I mean, and look, we didn't get to experience a whole lot of New York City, but just a sporadic going and doing was like, I think I'm at a point where I am enjoying maybe going to see in other places. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. They were two different events.
Yeah.
But I also am to a point where if you said to me, Emily, you got to stay home in this house for a week, I would be okay with that too. Just to be real. But anyway, and as we're getting ready to go on, and I said, this is first world problems, right?
Yeah.
Like, I
That
understand.
is one thing about our podcast. A lot of it is first world problems.
I would never want anyone to listen to us and think that I don't appreciate or understand how lucky we are. That one, I'm lucky I have you, and that you're like, hey, let's go. And two, that we can somehow make it work. It's not always the easiest thing, and we make it sound bigger or whatever. But I realize how blessed we are. Right. And so, anyway, let's get going so we can talk about what we're what we've done. So,
all right.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's thank first off Jan Dawson.
When the calendar turns to fall, it's never too early to start thinking about the holidays and gift buying. Why not put three under the tree this year? That's 3 of Jan Dawson's Hatteras Island romance novels. Where it's always the season of love, give one or all 3. Storm Season, Hooked on You, and Tangled Lines. They're the perfect gifts for the friend or family member who just can't get enough of the Outer Banks at any time of the year. Or treat yourself and find yourself back at the beach. You'll find them all at the Outer Banks bookstores or online. And coming in spring of 2026 is Building a Little Love, a new Hatteras Island love story with new characters and a few twists and turns along the way. And I do love...
Yep. That's right.
I have it. It's right
There's
here.
Tangled Lines.
Because I read it and I finished it at my desk. So there it is. I love it.
And I want to forget to throw out the cover from her next novel.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, I got to update that graphic. All right. Also want to say thanks to Miles Carpet Cleaning. Get those carpets, rugs, and upholstery all cleaned up in time for the holidays by calling Miles Carpet Cleaning. They serve Currituck. They serve Outer Banks. Hey, yeah. Owners Week is this week.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and owners are coming in and seeing, man, we got to do something. Well, call Miles Carpet Cleaning. They'll come on over and get things cleaned up after you leave this coming week so you can have the house all ready to go for the holidays as well. They've been cleaning things up on both sides of water for the last decade. Their $99 special can't be beat. Get 3 rooms and a hallway cleaned to perfection, including orange scent, carpet, deodorizer, and Scotch Guard for just $99 from Miles Carpet Cleaning. Call now, 252-207-6707. Find more great offers by following Miles Carpet Cleaning on Facebook. Robert Miles and his family will take care of you like you're one of the family. Forget the rest. Call the best. Miles Carpet Cleaning. 252-207-6707. That's 252-207-6707. You're looking at me like you wanted to say something.
No, I'm laughing because I'm getting needlepoint questions or needlepoint messages. No, just from Jen. Just from just from Jen. But
okay, all right, yeah. I need to check one thing before we jump back into the show.
I do need to get Miles to come and do our couch.
Yeah. So Robert's doing better. Had a little health issue he was dealing with. It's funny. He's got his Halloween special up right now. I need to get that one back in. I remember we did that. Oh, that's right. Didn't we do?
You messed up or something?
No.
Or something.
Yeah, no. Where is that? I don't know if I've got it loaded on the iPad yet. I got to load that on the iPad because I don't have. Yeah, we had to use the iPad after. Yeah, I got to get that on there. I've got all this. I got to get his Halloween music in there. So okay, all right. Let's continue.
Megan just sent me a message asking if I'd ever ordered from Temu before. I was like, "Girl, you know I have."
Oh my gosh, yes. Get you on that Temu. It may take a month to get here, and it may have some type of tariff tied to it now. But there's nothing wrong. All right, well we're going on.
Welcome to New York.
Wait, we gotta start with.
Okay.
Let me just say, I really had the best weekend starting Friday morning onward.
Okay.
So Friday at midnight.
Yeah, Friday at midnight. I don't know if I have.
And I think we did just discuss it a little bit because we recorded Friday morning.
Right.
I was up and I listened to the first 5 songs of the new album.
I fell asleep. I had no idea that she had stayed up for the new album to drop at midnight.
Yes.
Now, last time Taylor had an album come out, which was Tortured Poets, we were running the springtime surprise.
And it was the 5K.
And it was the 5K day. So we woke up at 2:30 and there it was. And then there was the whole thing. Oh my God, it's a double album.
Right.
And of course, that was the talk of that race. What race were we there when she played Tampa the night before and everybody was stumbling in?
It was the first springtime.
She played Tampa the night before.
For Eras Tour. Yeah.
The Eras Tour. And there was tons of people who went to that show, didn't sleep, just came straight from the show to go run. So anyway.
So
You stayed up.
I stayed up, but fell asleep. And then I woke up at 5:30 and listened to the rest of it. And just like Tortured Poets, okay, let me back up. I have always liked Taylor Swift songs if I hear them on the radio.
Yeah.
I am not a music, I like songs. And once I'm I kind of like Indigo Girls and, I like this song and this song. So let me listen to the whole album or REM, YouTube. I don't know. I'm kind of like the 80s music girl, I guess is what I like. But anyway, if I would hear a Taylor song on the radio, I would I know it and I like it. Well, then the Eras Tour started. And when it started, I was like, oh, this is really cool. How everyone came together. I'd be like, oh, what city is she in starting on Thursday night? And on TikTok, I would look for the TikToks of what everyone was wearing, the stories, who got the 22 hat. I don't know. I just kind of got into it. So I then started listening to her music more, getting more into her albums and stuff.
Right.
So then Tortured Poets came out. And that's really, honestly, the first time I've ever listened to an album when it drops of any kind and listened the whole way through. And I was like, okay. Well, by the end of the weekend, I was like, oh, these are my top 3 favorites. Oh, I love this. Oh, I get this. Love it. Right. And to this day, I think that's always going to be my favorite because I really kind of went through the process with that album. But so Life of a Showgirl drops. And I'm like, okay. I really did from the very first I heard it, Eldest Daughter resonated with me. So I did like that. The others, I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. So Friday, As the day progresses, the whole day I'm running around. I drive to the beach to see Donna, driving home, went to Elizabeth City to do the art walk, and was meeting my friends. We had Life of a Showgirl shirts made, and then we went to see the movie at 9 o'clock at Lynn Haven. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I'm liking this. I'm loving this. I'm liking this better, right? As the day goes on, I bet I listened to the album 5 or 6 times. I may have issues, y'all. I realize that. But going with my girlfriends, we get to the movie theater. There's a young lady there who is in sequins, and I'm like, can we take our picture with you?
There she is, right there.
Yeah. And we walk up. As we were walking in, these girls run out and they're like, oh, hey, here's some friendship bracelets. You need some beads around your neck. Like, they just, like, again, there's just something about Swifties. I don't care what people say.
Right.
They are just, it was just an amazing thing. Now, I've never been to a movie like this. So it was basically the first song, the Ophelia.
First video.
And then it kind of went through then all the songs of the album. She kind of told a little bit of history and what her thought process was and what it meant to her. And then also the making of that video. And then it ended with that video again. So by the time I left that theater, I loved every song. I liked knowing the history behind, like, her behind the scenes thought process and everything of all the songs. Eldest daughter is still a little bit, her take on it. Obviously, she wrote it, and what she wrote it for, it has a little bit different meaning to me. Some of the words and how it is, that's still my favorite, but there's not one of the songs that I don't like. So, but it's still my second favorite Taylor album at this point. So that was freaking amazing.
Interesting for you to say, because you usually do not like watching BTS stuff behind the scenes. You don't get into that, where I will watch a behind the scenes documentary on anything. You will. There's so many I want us to watch together. I know you won't watch. You'll be asleep in 5 minutes. But it's interesting to hear you say that, because I mean, that makes me want to go see it just because it's about the process.
You can't. It's no longer out.
I know.
Last weekend. It was really good.
It'll be on.
Yeah, it will.
It'll be streaming.
It was cool. It was really cool.
Well, I have websites I can go to find that stuff.
And what I love, it's just everyone has complaints, right? Everyone has complaints. But I mean, she's a billionaire. I'm sure she's a princess in things she does. I'm sure she can be difficult. I can't imagine, but I'm sure. I mean, she didn't get where she is without building a team of people and being strong and holding true to some things. But what I like about this, even the movie, she brought back every dancer from the Eras tour. Like, they're all in there. Like, they are family to her. You really get that vibe. Like, right. And they all also, it seemed like, you know, they get her and what her process is. And I know that she was making a video of her making a video, but she's very appreciative of the people around her. She's excited she got to have her own sourdough in the video. I mean, I don't know. Well,
you found Travis's picture today.
I did.
In the mirror.
It was like a little in that dressing room.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't find it. I found it TikTok, and I was like, is that real? And then I had to watch it again. Right. So anyway, I don't know. Everyone can say what they want. I've seen a lot of haters. I haven't seen a lot of haters because it's not what's really on my thread, but I've seen, or on my For You page, but I have seen a couple people like, oh, waited, like, make another $1 billion, and there are people who are homeless, and there are people who are doing this and that. And I'm like, why is it her responsibility? Like, whatever town she goes in, she gives a lot of money to food banks, or she does. There's a lot of things I think Taylor Swift does publicly and behind the scenes that helps out communities, and people want to just bash her for doing well and making money. Yeah, I mean, because they just want to do that.
There's so many people who don't understand that there are people that do show business that are actually real, meaning that that's not a persona that they put on just to make money, right? Or that they're acting whatever. There are people who actually are genuine in the business.
And I would think that I would say that she does better in the business because she is genuine.
Right.
That's what I would
say.
So
I
don't know.
There's no bullshit there.
And there are Swifties who are hating on this album, and I think it's because she's having fun in this album. Like she's in love in this album. She's like, hey, I'm moving on to the next spot. Like there are people out there who are saying, well, because there's a song wish list, and she just wants to not be famous anymore, and she wants to have 2 babies and live in a house that has a basketball hoop in the driveway. And people are like, oh, so now she's trying to make us not. She's going back in time with women and what we should do. And I'm like, oh, for good Lord's sake, why is that such a bad thing? Like, just let her have her wish list. You know what I mean? People are going to tear you apart no matter what.
Over analyzation.
Yes. But I don't know. I love it. I do love the album. I love the hype around it. I love the people around it. People are funny. The song Wood, you need to look into it. And the every night I'm watching videos or memes. I'm like, hey Sam, people are funny. Like it's just hysterical. So anyway, so that was amazing. That was Taylor Swift. And if we want to break for a minute and then we can talk about New York.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Yeah. Hopefully we haven't gotten flagged. I think, a knockoff enough karaoke version of The Fate of Ophelia that it should get by the censors. Anyway, let's see. And if it doesn't, then, well, I really screwed up, at least on Spotify, or I'll get banned. If we get banned from Spotify, that would really suck. But anyway, all right. Well, let's say thanks to Adinkra Yoga Studio.
Yes, which I'm doing the 7:30 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Rooted in faithfulness, harmony, benevolence, and love, Adinkra Yoga Studios in Currituck offers practices that are centered on the 8 limbs of yoga to create a diverse community where all are welcome to show up and be well. Keisha is an Army veteran, former elementary school teacher, and an advocate for mind and body well-being. Adinkra Yoga Studios has a wide variety of classes for all ages and levels, from beginner to advanced, including gentle, chair, heated, slow flow, restorative, yoga nidra, and even private sessions, not only in our studio at 2870 Currituck Highway in Currituck, but also out in the community. Drop-in classes start as low as $15, and you'll find a variety of membership levels that's just right for you. For more info and to book a class now, visit adinkrayogastudios.com. That's ADINKRA yogastudios.com.
All right, we'll do things a little different here. I was trying to find something. I didn't put the Keisha's. I'm sorry, Keisha, I didn't put the graphic up. So, all right. So we get to, that was Friday, Saturday.
Yep, Saturday. We both worked in the morning.
Yep.
I had a surprise birthday party at my Stitch studio, at my needlepoint store.
The Golden Needle.
The Golden Needle Co. in Virginia Beach. And Abby, who's a sweetheart, she turned 27 yesterday.
Uh-huh.
But her husband, I told him, I said, you're getting husband of the year right here. He had a surprise birthday party at the studio. I mean, his parents came in all the way from Pennsylvania that day.
Oh, wow.
Went right to the
Cool.
studio. Had sushi and French fries. Those are her favorite things. And cookies. Made some cookies. And had a sushi. I can't wait to make it. Needlepoint it. Got all of us a sushi canvas to make and to, I guess, needlepoint. And it was fun. I met another couple that was there. Another lady from Stitch Club came. And then you picked me up and we headed straight to New York.
Yeah, so we
Welcome to New York.
Yeah, so we did it. We talked about it on the podcast last week on Friday, recorded Friday morning, and decided what the heck. So I found a room, used some points, found a room. The studio itself located... basically, it was on the border between Soho and Chinatown. I figured out. They were saying they were in Soho, and I screwed up all the tags. I fixed all the tags and everything. I still need to go back and tag the shop, Morgan Julia Designs, on their all their socials and on the clips that I did on the reels.
She might be getting overwhelmed with all the tags.
She's probably used to it. When you get to that point, you get used to, when you're at the point where she's at, that you're opening a pop-up shop in Lower Manhattan. You've got billboards. You've got taxi cab billboards. Think she's used to having a lot of tags.
Yeah.
Anyway, so jumped in. We took, while you were doing the party thing, we took Sarah's dad Paul to the airport. I did. By the way, Wegmans in Virginia Beach, why you didn't have the wings out on the bar on Saturday afternoon? Boo. I was so looking forward to that. Anyway,
This Saturday after your big thing.
Yeah, because I do have to go to Wegmans for your mom. Well, yeah, but it still doesn't start till 4. And they do them from like 11 to 2. So I think I'll probably be in that window. So anyway, I'll find somewhere to grab some food. Anyway, and then we got in, and then we just started on the road. We grabbed something from Taste up on Short Drive, which forgot about that was there. You had suggested it was very good. And then started driving. And the worst part of that drive is the Eastern Shore of Virginia. I'm not going to lie. It is the worst because you feel like, oh, yeah, okay, it's not that far. And you're like, it's 2 freaking hours of that alone. And it's stop and start. It's typical Virginia speed trap towns.
Yeah.
But once you get up, once you got to Berlin, Maryland, where we've been we've been before. Boys had a lacrosse tournament there once. James did. Wheat straw in a soybean field or a wheat field.
James.
No, it was James. I don't think
James V3. Yeah, Jonathan was playing V3 at the time too.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
feel like they both were.
Yeah, he drove through Snow Hill where Caroline had a volleyball tournament once in the middle of nowhere.
Let me back up.
Yeah.
If Jeff or Carrie Cahill are listening, that's where we paid a lot of money to quote unquote play V3, but really we were just on the team.
Yeah.
Anyway,
right. All right.
move on.
It happens
Not
in
better,
that
at
sport
least.
a lot. That's travel ball for you. Anyway, so made the drive up. We got to Manhattan right at midnight. And then ran into a little issue because the hotel had a deal. We stay at the Roxy, which is
the Moxie.
Moxie, thank you. The Moxie. Moxie is a chain through Marriott. They're very hip, boutique hotels, but they're like, they have a bar. You check in the bar. And anyway, it's down in the financial district, Anna Street, right next to Pace University and New York Presbyterian, like a block from City Hall. And literally we got off the elevator on the 20th floor, and there's Brooklyn Bridge. Pretty cool little vibe hotel. Parking was an issue because the deal they had with one of the parking decks nearby, parking deck was full. It's Saturday night, I get it, and it was only going to be $19. And Emily pulled off surprise because the whole reason I ended up driving is because she was worried about not so much the trip getting there, it was being in New York and trying to navigate and trying to even walk to the pop-up, which was very easy, but all that stuff. So that's why I ended up going. So we ran in trouble. She starts searching. She finds a parking deck to park in. Pull up. How much is it gonna be? Probably about $87. Well, that blew the budget. I mean, that was like, oh, okay, right off. Anyway, so got through that. We finally got in the hotel room
after one,
because we were down at the bar because we had a $15 bar credit, so why not? So we had a couple of drinks, went up to the room, crashed by 1:45, and then you had the alarm set. I had the alarm set at what, 6:30?
Yeah. We were up by 7.
We were up by
at
7.
But I was so excited. We were like, I was ready.
And the store didn't open until
10.
So we're doing this all on the podcast. If you haven't seen on the socials the videos, it's the best way to do it, because if I tried to pull all the videos, the audio would blow us out. So I'm just going to stick with describing it. So we make the walk down. We walk past the New York Supreme Court. It didn't make the sound. I'm still disappointed that it didn't make the sound.
The Law and Order sound.
Okay, can you give me a second here because I was gonna find it.
Oh,
yes.
you have to warn me about that stuff.
No,
I don't know why you act
Right.
like.
Yeah, no, I was trying to find
In the criminal justice
this
system, the
because
people are represented by two separate yet
You think they
equally
should play
important
this out,
groups.
like just
The
from
police who
They should
investigate
use the walk
crime
by. It should come
and
out of the
district
speakers.
attorneys who prosecute
It'd
the
be on
offenders.
a
These are their stories.
It would be on like a no, I don't want Matt Mitchell in SEC heaven because that was actually a pretty funny episode. No, it should be like on a little visual sensor every time you walk by. Dun, 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 dun.
Right.
So yeah, that should happen every time you walk by there. So,
Welcome to New
yeah.
York.
Thank you. Why is this not playing now? It's
Welcome to
stuck in a loop. Okay, maybe that's a sign that we don't need to be playing it. Anyway, we make the walk. What, about 10-minute walk, if that?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe 15.
15, right on the edge of Chinatown. City's waking up. Didn't see any walk of shames. Well, no walk of shames.
Did see some homeless people.
Yeah. What was there? Oh no. Well, now the
And
night
lots
before.
of trash.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's trash day. It's Sunday, so. No, Saturday night there was. I would say there were going to be a lot of walk of shames on Sunday morning. Some of the stuff we saw on Saturday night from the younger crowd. Anyway, we get there and you are 7th in line.
I was so excited, and I met my friends right away. Like,
No, she made friends
immediately.
immediately.
I mean, within 2 seconds, the one girl was like, "Here, sit on my blanket
Right.
with me." Amy was her name.
Uh-huh.
And the 4 ladies ahead of her, Amy lives in New York. She was originally from Memphis.
okay.
So we did talk about Memphis for a little bit. And then the other 4 ladies came together in an Uber and they were from the Hudson Stitch Club. And then there was one lady who'd been there since 6.
I remember hearing that. I remember hearing Hudson. You had mentioned Hudson Stitch Club, and I never did grasp what that if that was what it was. Now the Hudson Stitch Club, did you ever figure out where they're actually
No, but
based?
I have Amy's. We've texted a few times, and I was like, she hadn't been to it, and she's like, "Oh, I've been thinking about going." And I said, "If you go, Zoom me in or FaceTime me, and I'll do Stitch Club with y'all." And they were like, "Oh yeah, that'd be great." So anyway, we met in line. Now there was one lady who was like at the very front, the very first person, and she had on like the big headphones, and she had her phone. Like, I didn't even see her.
Yeah.
Until
yeah.
And I was like, who's that, y'all? Did she cut line? And they're like, no, she's been here since 6. I was like, oh, she was very
Yeah, she was
just
off on her own. She was very
on her
me.
thing.
She was very me.
And anyway, then there was like an older lady who came in behind me who had come in from Connecticut, and her daughter lived in the city, and her daughter met up with us shortly thereafter, and then she had her dog Henry, and I know these people now. They're like friends.
Well, then
like,
there was
really.
a lady behind you who had the Prada shoes, the Prada bag.
No,
No.
The bag was not the Prada bag. It was the Nantucket bag, and it had the patina of that was a family heirloom bag. That was one of those Nantucket baskets.
Oh.
It was beautiful.
She had the Prada sandals on there.
And her daughter's getting married at St. Patrick's Cathedral in 2 weeks. She's retired to the lake in upstate New York, but they were here for 2 weeks because her daughter.
upper
Michigan,
yeah,
Upper
the UP,
Peninsula, Michigan.
UP, yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry, Michigan. And
Why?
she was nice, though. She was
I know,
very
they were
nice. but-
Everybody was nice, yeah.
But then Jill was the lady who from the inside of Julia Morgan that worked there that was bringing us the warm donuts that were
bites.
freaking amazing.
Oh yeah, they were a cake donut. They were much lighter. That's not as dense as duck donuts. So good. But in the meantime, I killed time by walking to 7-Eleven and getting Emily a Celsius. I did some comparison shopping on the Starbucks oatmeal and tea that I get every morning at the one in Southern Shores. Same price in Soho. Was very surprised by that. I told them that today in Southern Shores. They're like, really? I was like, yeah, it's the exact same price. I just didn't have my cup, so I didn't get my 10-cent discount. But anyway, So I was doing that. So I wasn't like sitting in line, standing in line there. I was kind of back and forth.
Yeah.
Shooting some video, as the line built. You guys lined up on the one side and they had you shift to the other because they had the velvet ropes up when they showed up at
Which one of the
9.
girls that I follow on TikTok, the exact same thing happened to her the day before, because I even said to the ladies, I was like, are we sure this is the right side? Because I saw yesterday they made them switch sides of where they lined up.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're not really sure. And I was like, okay. And then
because you knew you had scouted this whole thing.
Y'all, I cannot tell you. I watched so many
you
TikToks.
had done
I was doing so many
much
Instagram things.
intelligence over this whole
did.
thing. Yeah. So,
and it was important.
well, we were there at what,
8:10. We were there by 8:10.
Yeah.
And it was important that we were there that early. Well, we didn't have to be there that early, but the first 50 people got a free canvas.
Right.
And it was a taxi cab canvas. And like, just understand, I've seen a meme that says, my greatest fear in life is when I die, my husband will sell my needlepoint canvases for what he thinks they're worth versus what I paid for them. So I almost feel like I need to tag everything.
I've kind of caught on to this is not a cheap hobby here, folks.
So anyway, if you can get a free canvas, you get a free canvas. I mean, and a free canvas at a Soho pop-up from Morgan Julia Designs is pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that was one of the reasons I wanted to be there. That, and they only let I think it was 20 to 25 people in that store at a time.
Yeah, because it's small. It wasn't a big space, so yeah, they had to limit how many people were in there.
So I didn't want to
and at the same time, they didn't want to make it where you felt crushed and not being able to
rushed,
enjoy,
right.
rushed and be able to see everything. So, I kind of felt guilty because I'm in there just videoing away. And, I just was there with you. As I was waiting for them to give me a canvas. I was like, no. Even if they'd offer one, I was like, no, I'm not here for that. I'm here for
right, because one of my friends on TikTok was like, have your husband get a canvas. I was like, no, I'm not going to do that.
No,
because
that's not fair.
If you were there are men's stitchers. And if you were a stitcher.
Look, I'm trying to start a Lego thing over here. I barely have that. That's like a Friday night. That's my Friday night project when I don't have to really write.
You could do that,
yeah,
Legos.
But
they had inside, they had, of course, all the canvases. They had everything they had samples of everything done.
Yeah.
Which that's what Jen and I were talking about. Because Jen's like, these designers have found good stitchers, so they'll make a design on a canvas and then they send it to a stitcher to stitch. They don't necessarily stitch it. And so there's that lady Ellen I follow from Richmond. She's like a big, people are like, hey, we really want you to stitch this pillow for us, and she picks what stitches, what yarns, what threads and all. So anyway, Jen and I were kind of talking. Jen's like, hey, maybe I can stop teaching and maybe I can just do this for people, be a stitcher.
There you go.
Jen.
Well, then there's people that just finished too, right?
Yes. Yeah. And that's what I told her too. I said, or you could be a finisher. But anyway, so they had finished products everywhere in the shop. They had the canvases you could buy. They had the needle minders you could buy. The project. I mean, you can get into. Obviously, I bought needle miner, canvas, and bags. But anyway, that's another. Oh, and a sweatshirt. Amy Ennis, I didn't tell you today. I got a new sweatshirt coming.
I forced her to do it.
Sam was like, please, for the love of God, get a new sweatshirt.
And you almost bought one off of a hot dog cart.
I almost did, but I didn't.
New York one.
So anyway, but they had in the corner, they had a cute little drink stand that you could get. I got my Diet Coke, but you could also get coffee made up or iced coffees. They had a whole little thing there. And then I got to meet her. I got to meet and talk to Morgan Julia, the designer, and her fiance. What are you looking at?
Nothing.
Oh. Yeah. I got to talk to her, and I do want to say I've said this on a few TikToks, and I've said this to other people, and I said to her, she's young. If she's 30, I'll be surprised.
Right.
And to her, just for the record, her shop, she doesn't really have a shop per se. They said she has a studio that she works out of, and people do stitches, and you can go in and buy stuff. But she's in St. Petersburg, I should say, Florida. She's moving to New York, and she is opening a shop in Jersey City, is what I heard on Sunday.
Okay.
But she's young.
Yeah.
And she has really made it in this industry. There's another young woman, Penny Lynn. She's in her early 30s, maybe 35. Penny Lynn is another one that's like if we may have to go to that in Connecticut.
I thought we were planning on that.
We
talked about that.
We did talk about it.
Somebody in line about that.
But something that's amazing in this needlepoint industry that I've seen is it really does with Etsy and the different shops and everything. It really is neat to see young women who maybe are a teacher or a doctor or whatever, but they're also using their creative and they're making money off of it. And it's a very supportive, it is a very supportive community. People are like, oh yeah, I'll do that. I'm going to support this small business. And I think Morgan Julia is a great example of making something go. And other young women, whether it be needlepoint or whatever, you can see, wow, she did it.
Right.
I don't know. It gets me excited, and I told her that. I was like, it's fun as someone who's in their middle age. It's fun to see and exciting for me to see you skyrocket and to encourage other people to skyrocket. So it sounds corny, but I don't know why I keep saying that sounds corny. That's like my new phrase, and I hate it. But anyway, it's just another thing about needlepoint that excites me. But to have the opportunity to go and do that, I cannot thank you enough. I mean, it was my Disney. It really was.
I mean,
Disney.
I joked about that as we're walking up. This was like me going down Main Street USA when she walked up, and saw the people sitting out there in the shop there, and I mean, it's right next to it. There's a wall of graffiti, and then this like just really cool space that they had. But I got choked up several. You don't realize how many times I did. Every time something happened or somebody, I could tell how happy you were. And it was getting to me every time. I was like, oh my gosh, we actually made this happen, and everything we were, and it wasn't that difficult to pull off. The timing on, being able to get off from doing pools on Sunday and finding the room and, driving up there and not having issues with that. Everything worked out perfectly. You got a chance to talk to her. We got that on video, at least, from a distance. And then she's already liked when we put it on, put it on TikTok this morning, and she's already commented.
She said, I just love all of this. And she did comment on a couple of the other ones I had made too. Like, I think she also knows she's a smart businesswoman.
Yeah,
she knows that those kind of things.
Engagement matters. Engagement matters. But then, the fact that we got to go to New York, I'll throw in the fact that this was, we had talked about when we were planning our trip next week. And I specifically said, I really have no desire to go into the city. Because the last time I was there was when we went to Montreal in 2019 and came back, and we went and saw The Lion King, which was amazing, even though the costumes couldn't, because there was a electrical fire that the costumes got ruined. We stayed at the Marriott Marquis, so we're right there in the heart of Turon, New York City. And Turon, New York City, honestly, is not enjoyable. I mean, going to Broadway and seeing what you get to see, that is cool, but it's an overwhelming experience that I really just don't want to deal with this.
Right.
So it was another situation, just like when we were in Paris, when we were in Brussels, that we were down in a more residential neighborhood, a little less touristy. Same situation it felt like when we were on this trip. And it's like, damn, I could come back here. I could do downtown, the financial district. That end did not feel, it felt like any other big city.
Right.
It just happened to be New York. But, it was like, man, we could do this, because there was like, oh, there's that, And then we, after everything was done at Morgan Julia, we were only there it opened at 10, and we were out the door by 10:30?
At 10:30. It was only about a half hour. Yeah. But then I had my Morgan Julia bag. I said, oh, it'll be fun, like make it iconic, the bag in New York City. So we did a bunch of fun little photos. Yep. And then we went to the Brooklyn Bridge.
To the Brooklyn Bridge, walked out to the first, the west support, whatever, the pylon, whatever you want to call it there, archway. Walked out to that. It was warm. I will tell you, folks, it was 15 degrees warmer there than it was here. It was crazy, because we were on the opposite side of that high pressure. we were on the warm side of it, and it was 15 degrees warmer there than it was here all day.
Right.
And, walked out there, then we stopped, got a water dog, which she asked for onions on hers, and they gave her onions, which is onions kind of in a sauce. You got to ask for fresh onions. Then went back to the hotel, packed up, got the truck. Well, no, we didn't get the truck out. We packed up and we're like, all right, we got to go find a slice. We got to get a slice before we get out of town.
Yes. And
I had found somewhere, just did a search. Let's see, close, New York Pizza closest near me. And I saw something. And then you look to your right as we're going down the street towards where I'm thinking, down by Presbyterian Hospital. And you look to your right and said, hey, there's a pizza place. And it was a block over. Okay. All right. So we walk over there. Well, it turns out it's Joe's Pizza, which is like one of the most iconic in all of New York City. It was in the Tobey Maguire for Spider-Man movie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
It was amazing
and
pizza.
The celebrity, the people that have been there, and we caught it just right at the right time.
Like you walked in and walked out, and then
there was a line out the door.
Line.
There was like a line out the door in like 5 minutes, and it's New York Slice, which is the best pizza. There is nothing like it. Nobody can beat it. Sorry.
No, they can't.
It
was so
can't
good.
be matched. There's something about that water that comes from the Catskills that makes the difference. And the pizza, the cheese, everything was just perfect. The amount of grease, which I think might have had a reaction with you the last couple of days.
My stomach was a little upset, but it was still.
I was in best hot dogs are water dogs. That may be worth driving into town just to get that. Now, we are going through Connecticut next week, and everybody says Connecticut is supposed to be like the pizza cap. That's like their pizza's even better. Mystic Pizza, no. We're going to have to do Mystic Pizza. James and I did Mystic Pizza.
I did it.
You've done it. It's right. It's not very far off 95, so maybe we can work it out. Time-wise, I don't know. It depends on what time we're leaving Virginia Beach on Monday. So, yeesh, we're already 55. We haven't even talked about New England. So let me do this. Let me take a swallow of water. Anyway, and we were back home by 8 o'clock. We literally were gone for 26 hours.
Yep. It was great. It was just,
yeah.
I hope if I ever forget that, I don't. I just hope I never forget it. The feeling, and it was amazing, y'all. Anyway, it was great.
All right, let's say thanks to Sanctuary Vineyards. They got a lot going on. It is fall. And, this month is Locals Month at Sanctuary Vineyards. All October at Sanctuary Vineyards. This one's for you locals. All month long, Currituck and Dare County residents can enjoy the reserve wine tasting absolutely free. Just bring your local ID and they'll waive the $10 tasting fee. And this experience goes beyond their discovery tasting, featuring 6 limited edition dry wines, usually reserved for club members in the cellar door. You'll have plenty of time to sip, savor, and learn the stories behind each pour. No rush, just good wine and good company. They do have a thing where you do want to book this online. So if you go to sanctuaryvineyards.com, they've got a link on Facebook right now. You click on that, it'll take you where you book it. And you want to book it. It's a 30-minute experience. But they do ask that you can walk in and do this, no problem. But it does help if you book it. Then they are prepped for knowing how many people are coming in a day, et cetera, et cetera. Now, then get ready to round out the season with one of the Outer Banks' favorite fall traditions. The Big Currituck Oyster Festival happens Saturday, November 29th from 11:30 to 4 at Sanctuary Vineyards. All you can eat steamed oysters, barbecue sides, hay rides, live music, and more. Plus over 20 wines to sample with your own signature Currituck glass and a great lineup of local beers, too. Early bird tickets are on sale this week only. So, of course, you're listening to the show Thursday, Friday. You got till Sunday to get in on the $60 tickets or the VIP tables, 8 seats for $600 while they last. Celebrate fall with food, fun, and the best wines on the coast at Sanctuary Vineyards. No. We're doing different. New England. That's next. You're going to record podcast Monday. What do you got between now and then? Work. Okay, you got work.
And we do have a health fair that I'm helping put on Thursday night. So.
Oh, that's right. That's tonight. So show drops Thursday morning. Yes. So tonight. So we are going to go up to the Golden Needle Co. in Virginia Beach and record the second episode of the Stitch Society.
Yes.
With Susky, who has you got to send me that link, by the way, on that camera, because I got to find the cable to make sure it matches my equipment.
I sent you the picture.
You did? Okay, I got to do that tonight. I got to order it tonight. Anyway,
it may have come in there.
Huh?
Okay, we'll look at it.
We got to look at it.
She sent me what she ordered.
Okay, all right. Anyway, and then Monday. This is Monday, which is a holiday, Indigenous Peoples Day, and then we're rolling out north.
Yep.
We are going to Newport, Rhode Island. We booked 2 nights there. Mm-hmm. We've booked 2 nights in Hyannis, out on Cape Cod. So I know Newport for the mansions that were in the Gilded Age mansions. There's that. Hyannis for me and for us is going to see the Kennedy stuff. Mm-hmm. And then we do plan to make a day trip out to either to Martha's Vineyard or to Nantucket. I'm leaning towards Nantucket because I haven't been there. Now, you haven't been to the Vineyard. And the only reason, I would go back to the Martha's Vineyard this year is because of the 50th anniversary of Jaws. So I get to go back to all those spots, the bridge where the Kittner boy gets it, and the little Chappie Ferry and all that stuff.
I think if I had to pick just from what I've watched on TikTok, I would pick Nantucket.
Okay. So
a lot of my needle pointers go to Nantucket.
Gotcha. You've put it on TikTok, so we're going to put it out here. We've got, again, show drops Thursday. We roll out Monday. So give us your suggestions. If you've been out to Cape Cod, you've been to Newport. We do have 2 open days on the back end of the trip that we've not booked anything. So we're kind of open. We mentioned maybe Maine. We maybe Boston, although after going to Manhattan.
Might not be the best.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure if I want to.
And we might just come home.
And we may just come home.
We do have some, I could paint and get that done. We do have some projects we could do at home.
I could go and clean some more pools to pay for all this stuff.
That's right. So we might come home. It's completely open-ended. So
right. Exactly. But if you got suggestions,
yes, please send
throw
it to
them our
us.
way between now and Monday.
Sam and I are
or
big
even
history.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
We are history people. So
yes.
If there's a museum, we also have a long run in there we have to do. We do have to put that in. So if hey, there's a great place to run. Someone's already sent me about a railroad trail for bikes that you can rent bikes and do.
Yeah, though. Yeah, I think we would run it, but there's, there is, Woods Hole if we were to go to Nantucket. And we're in Hyannis, so Hyannis has a ferry that goes to Martha's Vineyard. Woods Hole is kind of cool. We went there. When James and I went out there, when he was looking at Mass Maritime, we probably should reach out to Jenny because, she spent 4 years there when her son was at Mass Maritime. So she's probably got some suggestions on some places. Yeah. And it's Cape Cod. So, heck, we're going to drive the truck, which means I could get another ORV permit and drive the truck at Cape Cod. So I'd have both the Cape Cod and the Cape Hatter. I'm assuming they are open with the shutdown. Our ramps are open, but I could have a Cape Cod sticker and a Cape Hatter sticker on the windshield. But yeah, we're taking the truck. So anyway, got any suggestions? Throw them at us. We'll take them. All right.
I think we need to close up.
Yeah, getting that time. I do want to do state fair foods, though. So let's do this, and we're going to talk state fair foods because the state fair is coming up. Ready to dive into something new? Caribbean Pools and Spas, the official pool and spa service company of the Sam and M podcast, is now hiring service professionals for this season and beyond. Caribbean Pools and Spas is looking for dedicated individuals who enjoy being outdoors and want to create unforgettable experiences for our customers. With outstanding pay, instant incentives, flexible weekly schedules, hands-on training, and full support from the great Caribbean Pools and Spas management team that'll back you up. Routes are available right now from Corolla to South Nags Head and everywhere in between. Call today, 252-480-2900. That's 252-480-2900. Or visit CaribbeanOBX.com. Whether you're an experienced pro or just starting out, Caribbean is the best pool and spa service company to work for on the Outer Banks. I should know. I work for them too and love it. Join our team and make a splash with the official pool and spa service company of the Sam and M podcast, Caribbean Pools and Spas. All right, this show is turning out to be different than any show we've done before because as we're in that break, Emily's like, we could do a podcast next week. It starts the 16th, runs through the 26th.
So why don't we just do that part next week?
All right, because we're going to have all the gear with us. So we're going to end up doing a podcast in Cape Cod.
Yep.
I mean, well, you remember when we did it in Asheville a year ago?
We didn't have any problem.
No, and then, but they ended up getting obliterated by Hurricane Helene. Do we really?
Stop it. Stop it.
I mean, come on.
All right.
6 days later.
I'm actually getting quite hungry, so.
I am too. Well, I'll have all the gear, but I think it'd probably be better to just take the little gear. Then we'll have the little gear with us as well. Then we don't have to drag all this out. We can do it somewhere and not be so obnoxious, obvious. So anyway.
Us not wanting to be obnoxious? When did this happen?
Yeah, hey, look at us. Ah, man.
Nothing says pick me like Sam and M.
Yeah, that's right. All right, let's say thanks to Toyota Tower and get out of here.
Are you ready to rise above the competition and lead with confidence, influence, and vision? Toyota Tower offers one-on-one coaching to become the best version of yourself so that no matter what happens on the outside, you become unshakable on the inside. Toyota has been guiding Sam through the journey of creating Sam Walker OBX News, avoiding the pitfall startup space while keeping him focused on being the best reporter and entrepreneur that he can be. Whether you're a business person, a leader, or a rising leader, you're invited to have a conversation with Toyota to see if you're the type of person she can empower to go to the next level, whatever that looks like for you. Don't wait. Schedule your 30-minute clarity call today and learn more about Toyota at toyotatower.com. That's TEUTATOWLER.com. Success starts with effective leadership, and that starts with Toyota's leadership coaching.
All right, we're going to just kind of skip. We'll mention that, okay? We're not going to do the whole thing here. I'm just going to go ahead and put the music up. This weekend's runs include the Tarmac 10K, the Flight Deck 5K, and the 1 Mile Taxi Trot. Those are at Currituck Regional Airport on Saturday. Also, this Saturday, gosh, I hope, now I think about it, hopefully they're going to be able to do this, which is the Don Appeal Memorial 5K to benefit the Hatteras Island Cancer Foundation. That's Saturday in Avon. Obviously, the weather is going to play a factor in that one with either travel or this coastal storm. We just don't know yet because Saturday's supposed to be not a great day. We've already got a couple of events that have been postponed. The Oink and Oyster Roast, that was going to be the Rotary Club Oink and Oyster Roast, which is going to be at Pigman's. They have canceled that already, and there's going to be a lot of other events. I'm sure they're going to get canceled this weekend. Of all the weekends, holiday weekend, we're going to get a storm. So anyway, a lot of other runs coming up on the 18th. Got another round 25K at Jockey's Ridge, and October 19th is the Chasing Rainbows 5K at Aviation Park in Nags Head. Everything else is down the road. So, all right. Throughout October, Whalehead celebrating its centennial anniversary with an event every Wednesday in October. Celebrations include behind-the-scenes tours, high tea on the front porch, and pianist performances echoing through the historic halls, culminating on October 29th with a grand finale event.
Dare Arts Benefit Art Auction, The Great Art Heist, will open at its gallery in downtown Manio, runs through October 23rd.
Halloween Jack is back, rising from the marshes of Shallowbag Bay for Halloween Island in Manio. It's 13 nights of spooky fun with theme bars, eerie ends, and family events every Thursday through Saturday evening all month long, benefiting 13 charities through the Outer Banks Community Foundation.
Every Saturday in October, Island Farm will host its 13th annual Pumpkin Patch event, taking place on October 11th, 18th, and 25th from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m.
The annual Ghost Walk in historic Elizabeth City Ghost Walk is this Friday and Saturday from 5:30 to 9:30.
The Town of Kill Devil Hills Historic Landmarks Commission proudly presents its annual dedication ceremony and homes tour on Friday, October 10th from 1:30 to 5 p.m.
The Outer Banks Visitors Bureau, the first Outer Banks Volunteer Week, that gets underway this weekend on Saturday and runs through the 18th.
The annual Currituck Plains and Plows event is Saturday, October 11th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Currituck Regional Airport.
And, of course, this weekend is the 16th Annual Duck Jazz Festival presented by PNC Bank. The Jazz Festival itself, Saturday and Sunday, all day Sunday, one show Saturday, but there's events that go on starting Thursday and right on through Monday. Check it all out because we just ran a story on that this week.
The Outer Banks Seafood Festival is Saturday, October 18th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Soundside Event site in Nags Head.
Also, this Saturday, the 11th, Outer Banks Hotline has the 3rd annual Dogs Against Domestic Violence event from 10 to 1 at Dowdy Park in Nags Head. I know this is Thursday. Some of these events we've talked about this weekend may get postponed or canceled because of weather, so keep that in mind, so check the site. Collinton Volunteer Fire Department's got the barbecue fundraiser next Saturday the 18th from 4 to 7 or until it's gone, and that benefits their purchases of equipment upgrades.
The Roanoke Island Historical Association will hold the inaugural celebration and barbecue event on Saturday, November 2nd at the Safe Harbor Marina and Tiki Bar in Wanchese.
And join the Coastal Land Trust at Swells of Brewing in Killable Hills on Saturday, November 15th from 3 to 6 p.m. This is a cool event. Great beer, oysters, and conversation about their work conserving North Carolina's coast.
And then the Outer Banks I can't say it.
Conservationists.
I don't know what's wrong with me. Conservationists and the keepers of the Currituck Beach Lighthouse invite you to celebrate the 150th birthday of our beloved beacon in Corolla this fall. A 4-day and night celebration has been scheduled for November 28th through December 1st.
And we got some details, more in-depth details about that coming up here soon. We also tell you there are a couple of VIP events that are going on that weren't supposed to be included in the previous story that we got invited to. And we're like, oh, that wasn't for public. That was for you. And it was like, oh, okay. I feel special. Megan, thanks for the text. Anyway, it's going to be throw in the fact we're going to New England on Monday. We're going to have storm coverage all week. We're going to be getting into this.
I'll just bring all my stitching.
Now, should be done by the time we leave.
Okay.
But I'm sure we're going to be dealing with it. So, yeah, on top of everything else going on, throw in another storm right in the middle of it. It's getting cranked up today, and it's going to get worse as we get into the weekend. So keep that in mind. If you got time, once things calm down again, drive down there. Go pick up a board or two. Even if you just pick up one or board the whole time. It's bad down there. It's really bad. So anyway, all right, hate to close the show out that way, but it's been great. We have memories to last a lifetime that we've made just in the last couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. And we've enjoyed sharing them with you. Hope you've enjoyed listening to them. And we hopefully have more next week as we're in the middle of a New England trip. And then when we get back the following week. So anyway, and go check out the Stitch Society podcast, which you can find on all your favorite podcast platforms and here on Facebook, et cetera, and YouTube. So do that as well. All right.
All right.
Thanks to Adinkra Yoga Studio, Hatteras Island author Jan Dawson, Caribbean Pools and Spas, ToyotaTower.com, Miles Carpet Cleaning and Sanctuary Vineyards. We will see you next time on the Sam
NM
Podcast. Bye.
Bye.